So let's be real for a second. We all knew Hope leaving Forrester Creations was going to be a mess. But this is a total disaster. A complete and utter bloodbath, and I am here for it, honestly. But also, I am exhausted just watching it unfold. The Logan fashion show was a massive hit. Deke Sharp actually pulled it off, and his designs were spectacular on that runway. Katie is gloating. Bill is popping champagne and celebrating his strategic genius for hijacking the international press corps. And Eric's highly anticipated haute couture return, completely overshadowed, buried. The media doesn't even care about Eric right now. They only care about Hope by Logan. And you just know that is not going to fly with the Forrester patriarch. But let's rewind a bit to how we got to this exact boiling point. Because Eric Forrester is not a man who just sits back and takes a beating, not anymore. A few episodes ago, we saw him kick Donna out of the executive office. That was brutal, like really brutal. Donna was crying, trying to explain that she was just keeping her sister's secret and was trapped in the middle. But Eric, he was stone cold. He felt profoundly betrayed. His own wife prioritized Katie and Hope over his legacy and his company. And honestly, I get it. I totally get why Eric is furious. But maybe I'm being too harsh on Donna. No, actually, I'm not. She knew what this would do to Eric's big comeback. She knew, and she stayed quiet anyway. So what does a furious, betrayed Eric Forrester do? He doesn't just sit in his office and pout with Ridge and Steffy. He doesn't just complain to the board. No, he goes straight to the belly of the beast. Eric physically goes to Spencer Tower. And guys, this scene. This is the stuff soap operas are made of. Just picture it. Eric Forrester, looking sharp, walking into the Spencer building. The sheer audacity of him just marching onto Bill's turf. It's iconic. It really is. I was literally screaming at my screen when he walked out of those elevators, and he doesn't burst in screaming. That's what Ridge would do. Ridge would be yelling and throwing punches and throwing a massive tantrum about loyalty. But Eric is calm. He is so terrifyingly calm. He walks into Bill and Katie's office, and they are probably still high on their success, celebrating the server crashing orders. And Eric just looks at them. He doesn't raise his voice. He uses that quiet, authoritative tone that just demands respect. The kind of tone that makes you realize you have messed with the wrong guy. He looks right at Bill and Katie and tells them exactly how it is. He is not going to sit idle by and watch his legacy, the legacy he built from the ground up for decades, get destroyed by the Logans. He is not going to let them weaponize Hope against Forrester Creations, and he uses that exact concept. Weaponizing Hope, because let's be honest, that is exactly what Bill and Katie did. They didn't just hire Hope because she's talented. They hired her to stick it to the Forresters. They timed the launch specifically to ruin Eric's show. It was a calculated, vicious attack. So Eric drops a bomb, a massive nuclear bomb. He looks at Dollar Bill Spencer right in the eyes and he threatens him. But not with fashion stuff, not with a rival dress collection or a PR spin. No, Eric goes for the jugular. He threatens to expose Bill's past financial frauds. Yes, you heard me right. Financial fraud. We all know Bill has a very, very shady past. He has done some highly illegal things to build his empire. Things that have been buried for years, and somehow Eric knows about them. Or he has enough proof to blow the lid off the whole thing. And I just have to pause here because what were they thinking? Did Bill really think Eric would just roll over? Did Katie really think there wouldn't be consequences to this massive corporate coup? You don't poke a sleeping bear and expect it to just purr. Eric tells Bill that if they don't stop using Hope to attack Forrester, he will take all that evidence of financial fraud and hand it straight to the authorities. He will burn Spencer Publications to the ground. He will put Bill in a prison cell, and he says it with a straight face. No yelling, just a cold, hard promise. And you guys, Bill actually gets wary. Dollar Bill Spencer, the man who never backs down from a fight, actually hesitates. You can see the wheels turning in his head. He knows Eric isn't bluffing. Eric has nothing left to lose at this point. His haute couture show is ruined. His wife betrayed him. His granddaughter-in-law defected. Eric is a man pushed to the absolute edge. And a man with nothing to lose is the most dangerous man in the room. Bill realizes that this isn't a game anymore. This isn't about hemlines and runway models. This is about prison time. But of course, Bill isn't going to just wave a white flag. That's not who he is. Bill Spencer does not surrender. So instead of backing down completely, this confrontation just ignites a brutal legal war. A total bloodbath. Lawyers are going to be called. Injunctions, lawsuits, blackmail, extortion. It is going to get so ugly, and I am honestly a bit tired just thinking about how long this storyline is going to drag out in the courts. But it's also thrilling, because it's not just a fashion rivalry anymore. It is a war for survival, the Spencer Empire versus the Forrester Empire. Only one can come out on top. And where does this leave Katie? She is standing there, watching these two titans clash, and she has to realize that she started this. Katie wanted to play in the big leagues. She wanted to prove she didn't need Forrester. Well, congratulations, Katie. You are in the big leagues now. And the big leagues involve federal crimes and blackmail. I hope she's happy, because she has effectively put a target on her own company's back. She wanted to be a boss, but now she's caught in a crossfire that could destroy everything she just built. Let's talk about Eric's mindset for a minute, because this is a huge shift for him. Eric has always been the forgiving one, the one who wants peace, the one who takes Donna back, who forgives Brooke, who tries to keep the family together, but not this time. Eric explicitly vows to protect the Forrester reputation at all costs, at any cost, even if it means sacrificing his personal happiness, even if it means sacrificing his marriage to Donna, and that just breaks my heart a little bit. Okay, maybe that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. Donna is collateral damage in this war. Eric is basically saying that Forrester Creations is more important to him than his wife. And honestly, I think he's justified right now. Donna made her choice. She chose Katie's secret over Eric's trust. So Eric is making his choice. He is choosing his legacy over his wife. It's tragic, really. It's a classic soap opera tragedy. The marriage is crumbling, and it's all because of a fashion line. I just keep thinking about how fans on social media are going to react to this. People are going to be divided. Half the fans are going to cheer for Eric, saying it's about time he grew a backbone and stopped letting the Logans walk all over him. And the other half are going to say he's going too far, that blackmailing Bill over old crimes is a villain move. But honestly, I love villain Eric, or at least ruthless Eric. It's refreshing. We've seen Steffy and Ridge be ruthless for years, but seeing the patriarch do it, it hits different. It carries so much more weight. And what about Hope? Does Hope even know what she has unleashed? She was crying and having panic attacks just because Brooke was mad at her. Imagine how she's going to feel when she realizes her defection has started a literal corporate war that could send her father-in-law, former father-in-law, whatever Bill is to her these days, to prison. Hope wanted creative freedom. She wanted her own line. She didn't want to start World War III, but she did. She is the pawn in this massive game of chess, and I don't think she has the stomach for it. She's already having an emotional breakdown over Brooke turning her back on her. When she finds out Eric is blackmailing Bill, She might actually collapse, so where do we go from here? The battle lines are drawn. It's Spencer versus Forrester. Bill versus Eric, and it is going to be messy. Steffi is going to lose her mind when she finds out Eric went to Spencer Tower and threatened Bill. Oh man, where do I even begin with this mess? I am just so exhausted from screaming at my television screen, but we have to talk about it. The Bold and the Beautiful is absolutely unhinged right now, and I am here for it, but also I seriously need a nap. So let's just dive right into the absolute wreckage that is the Logan family. If you thought the tension was bad a few episodes ago when Hope debuted that surprise Logan line, you have seen nothing yet. Nothing. Brooke Logan just went nuclear. And I mean scorched earth, take no prisoners, absolutely devastating nuclear. I have been watching this show for years, and I don't think I have ever seen Brooke this angry. Let's be real for a second here. We all knew Brooke was going to be mad. We saw her face when the news broke about Hope's defection. We knew she was going to have a massive meltdown. But I don't think any of us on social media were prepared for the level of pure, unadulterated rage that she unleashed on Hope today. It turns out Brooke finally pieced it all together. She realized that Hope didn't just make a rash, spur-of-the-moment decision last week. No, Hope has been planning this defection to Logan for months. While Brooke was sitting there fighting Steffi tooth and nail to save the Hope for the future line, Hope was secretly plotting to burn it all down and run away to Katie's company. And honestly, I kind of get why Brooke is so mad. I really do. It is a massive betrayal of trust. So the scene at the Logan estate, now just wow. The writers really gave Catherine Kelly Lang the material today, and she chewed up every single piece of scenery in that room. Brooke is pacing around the estate, and you can just see the gears turning in her head. The realization hitting her that her own daughter, her precious Hope, played her for an absolute fool. She was looking at the timeline of events, realizing that every time Hope smiled and nodded about returning to Forrester, she was already secretly signed with Katie, and then Hope walks in. Hope looks so small, so fragile, probably expecting a normal mother-daughter argument. But Brooke doesn't care. Brooke just launches into her with a fury that actually made me jump on my couch. And this is where it gets really interesting to me. Brooke isn't just mad about the lie. She is furious that Hope intentionally timed this whole Logan launch to completely bury Eric Forrester's legacy. She is screaming about how Hope used her own family to step on Eric. Eric's Big Haute Couture comeback was supposed to be the event of the year. We all know Brooke has this deep, complicated history with Eric. He is the patriarch. He is the man who built Forrester Creations, and he has always supported Brooke. And Brooke feels like Hope took a knife and stabbed Eric right in the back just to get some headlines for herself. She literally accused Hope of trying to destroy Eric's legacy. Which, okay, maybe that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. Hope knew exactly what she was doing, or did she? Honestly, I change my mind about Hope every 5 minutes. But back to the fight. It was a bloody confrontation. Not literally bloody, obviously, but emotionally it was just a massacre. Brooke is yelling, her veins are popping, and she says the words I never thought I would hear her say. She disowned her. Brooke Logan officially disowned Hope. She looked her daughter dead in the eye with this terrifyingly cold expression and said she will never forgive her, never. I was sitting there with my mouth hanging open. What were they thinking? Who actually believes this is going to end well? I mean, mothers and daughters fight on soaps all the time. They slap each other. They steal each other's husbands. But this felt so final. So incredibly cold. Brooke told Hope that she is no longer her daughter in her eyes. And Brooke didn't just stop at disowning her. Because Brooke is Brooke, and she always has to take it a step further when she feels wronged. She vowed to use every single ounce of her power at Forrester Creations to crush Hope by Logan before it even gets off the ground. She swore to destroy the brand in its infancy. Think about that for a second. Brooke is going to team up with the Forresters to destroy a Logan. She is going to use her influence, her connections, and her money to completely obliterate her own daughter's new company. She looked Hope right in the face and promised to ruin her career. It is wild. It is just so dark for a character who usually preaches about love and family and forgiveness. The irony is just too much. I can't even process it. Brooke and Steffy holding hands, plotting the downfall of Hope Logan. Steffy has to be loving this, right? Steffy has spent years trying to get rid of the Hope for the future line, and now Brooke is going to help her destroy Hope's new venture too. It is a bizarro world, and I am honestly obsessed with it, even if it makes my stomach hurt to watch. Brooke is basically handing Steffy the ultimate victory on a silver platter because her own pride is so wounded. I just can't believe Brooke is willing to go this far. But then again, Eric's legacy is sacred to her, and Hope messed with the one thing Brooke will always fiercely protect. And poor Hope. Honestly, my heart broke for her a little bit today. I know she lied. I know she brought this on herself by being so sneaky with Katie and Bill, but watching her completely crumble was hard to stomach. Hope just broke down. A full-on, severe nervous breakdown right there in the middle of the estate living room. She is sobbing, hyperventilating, just completely falling apart. You could see the exact moment her spirit broke. The weight of the guilt, the public pressure of the fashion show, and now her mother literally throwing her away like trash. It was way too much for her fragile mental state to handle. She just collapsed inward. I have to give major props to Annika Noel, though. Her acting in this scene was incredible. You could physically feel Hope's pain coming through the screen. She has always been the good girl, the one who does what Brooke wants, the one who tries to keep the peace between the Forresters and the Logans. And the one time she steps out on her own, the one time she tries to take control of her own life and career and be independent, her mother destroys her. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Brooke, but come on. Disowning your kid over a fashion line and some corporate espionage, it is harsh, really, really harsh. But then again, it's not just clothes, it's family loyalty. It's the ultimate betrayal in Brooke's eyes, and then, suddenly, Liam steps in.